we are officially live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see Ryan.
But we're officially live in 2 minutes.
We're audibly live now.
We're
visually
audibly live
in 2 minutes.
We're not visually live. How's everyone doing?
R.I.P. Bob Barker.
What?
Yeah.
Eh.
That's just
Damn.
wrong, man.
Damn, that's how Ryan feels about that.
I'm a big Bob Barker fan.
Who's Bob Barker? I don't even know who that is.
The guy from Price is Right.
Oh.
He was
Now I know what you're talking about.
yeah, he was in Happy Gilmore. Beat the shit out of Happy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Is that what he says in it? That's fucking hilarious. I gotta pull up my intro here, guys. Otherwise, I'll mess it up. How's the chat doing? How you doing, chat? Are you guys alive? You guys ready for this?
There's a few in there.
You guys want some ASMR?
Did you just hit a bong? That is the sound of a bong hit right there.
I wish. Ryan likes his slurp in the ear hole early in the morning.
No, that is not true. Tired. I'm ready to go back to bed.
All right. It was a fun show, everyone.
See ya.
Welcome to the GAIJIN GUYS Podcast. We're talking about Japanese music news and other music-related things. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. I went to a Sim concert this past weekend. Going to be giving you guys a review on that. Probably one of the best Japanese bands I've seen live. Yes.
Really?
Even more than Bandmade. I'll explain why in a second.
More than Bandmade?
I'll explain why in a second. Just wait for it. It's coming up. I'll tell you why. And also, we got some special guests coming on from KCOR, from the Foxhole radio station. And that's going to be, they're going to be coming in the second hour. They're going to be talking with us about music, and it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to talk to them about that. And
I like music.
You like music? Coming. That's good. How's your week going, champ? How was your last week going?
This week has been very, very chill week. It's been a chill week, honestly. Not too much to write home about. There's unfortunately been some personal issues that I've had to deal with. Well, not me personally, but the people around me have had to deal with. So I've spent a lot of time dealing with that type of thing. But it's the end of the week, so it's becoming a lot. That stuff is pretty much past us right now, and not to go too in depth, but it took a lot of my brain power this week.
Yeah.
But now it's better. It's better. So, and listen to some new music. We checked out that new Rosalia song, and
yeah. Oh yeah, we're talking about that too in a second. Also, right? The Miho's new project. Can't wait to talk about it.
So, I've been a lot of new music dropping lately from like the bands that we like.
Yes.
So, except for Nemophila.
No, we got some news today about Nemophila.
Did we? I had no idea.
They may have listened to our podcast last week, and they heard us. They heard us.
They heard the calling.
They heard the calling. So
they heard the calling.
We'll explain that too later, what Nemophila heard us say. Ryan, how was your week, man? Ryan froze. Oh, Ryan's frozen.
I thought he was just deep in thought. Honestly.
Dude, I thought he was too. I was like, he's deep in thought right now. This is
what a great freeze frame, though. That is literally him. That is him in the moment of realization that his computer is no longer working.
I gotta give him credit. He has a nice badass haircut.
I wanted that. I wanted it to
It's looking good with that fresh cut too. Oh, now he's a blurred screen. Well, while we're waiting for him to get back in, I'm going to talk about Aftershock, guys. We are teamed up with Oh, he's back already. Oh, we can't hear him yet.
So
there he is.
My computer gave me no fucking warning. Like, hey, you're running low, going into safe mode. Nothing. Screen didn't dim. Just fucking shut off. Okay. Anyway, here I am.
How was
I
your
don't know how
week,
it stayed
Ryan?
connected. The computer fucking shut off, but I didn't lose connection. That's weird.
Yeah, it's magic.
Whatever.
That is really weird.
You're still with us.
Like legitimately doesn't make any sense.
No,
Which is why we should never trust technology. This is what I'm saying, people. We think we understand how it works, and then the power goes off and you're still connected. Shouldn't happen.
Yeah, something's going wrong.
Screens
with
went
that.
blank. Yeah, it's pretty.
It's like the beginning of a horror movie, bro. Like that's like what happens in horror movies when you turn off the TV
Yeah.
and it turns back on by itself.
What do you mean it's still working?
Ryan, how was your week, man?
Pretty good. I'm getting a handle on some things of how to do this YouTuber stuff for real. It's
Yeah.
kind of draining, man. I wore myself out.
It
But
is.
with help from mods and from fans and stuff giving me ideas and stuff, it's working out.
Oh my god,
So-
mods are they're so key
Oh,
to
yeah.
our livelihoods, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely so. But getting as my wife's birthday Friday, so that occupied Friday, and Saturday we had a party for her.
Happy birthday to Amanda. Happy
then,
belated birthday.
Yesterday, my son's like, "Hey, this girl wants me to go meet with her at this block party thing." I'm like, "What? Where?" And it happened to be where one of Amanda's friends were. I'm like, "Well, let's go over there." It's like just on the outside of edge of town, and we went. And they had a band playing. They like just little neighborhood had a band playing at one of the houses, and there's pizza and stuff. And so we went there and hung out, had a couple beers.
Do you know
It
this
was
girl?
fun.
You shouldn't give
Yeah.
your 15-year-old beers, by the way.
Well, I didn't give Elliot any beers.
Okay.
He didn't have any. But yeah, it was fun, man. Unexpected fun.
Okay, good for him. So
Yeah.
is he starting to date now? Is he at dating
Oh,
age?
the problem with Elliot is he's a good-looking kid with a great smile.
Damn.
So
The same problem with his father.
Yeah. Nope. I don't have that problem. I got the only girl I need right now. But
Hell
yeah, so there's no shortage, and so far there's no damage from that. But,
Yeah.
Good, solid.
no,
I think
life
we're all
is-
in similar spots right now. We all have kids that are like
Yes.
15 years old, literally.
Yep. Well, my daughter's in college now. She just sent me a picture of her
Yeah.
dorms this week. I'm like,
Oh, yeah?
Like,
Wow.
she already moved out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Well,
she's an adult.
she scared me. She pulled the whole I might be staying with my boyfriend while I'm in college. I'm like, that's not a good idea. I'm just letting you know. And
Oh man.
then she sent me a message. She's like, Dad, I got a dorm. I'm like, yes.
Thank God. You need somewhere to escape to. Like, there's gotta be a
Yeah.
way to just like free yourself, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, and she's roommates with her best friend from high school also on top of that. So it's a easy transition for her.
Nice,
That's
nice,
cool.
nice. Ryan, have you heard of this app called Wiz?
Wiz?
Yeah.
No.
So it's nothing what it sounds like, but it's just because I heard Alan giggling in the background. No, it's an app that like teenagers use as like a way to meet other teenagers and like like basically Tinder for teenagers. And my son's been using it, and he's met like a bunch of girls. So like he's talking to this one girl that's like 3 hours away right now, and I'm just like, this is not what I want out of life right now. Like dealing with this type of thing.
He's like, oh, this girl wants me to come out and meet her, and then it's like a different girl, I'm like, and he's had a girlfriend, here in like a couple, and it just doesn't work out. So he's kind of as talked to him, I'm like, dude, I didn't have these problems. Like, I wasn't the cool kid that girls wanted to talk to. I was a weird fucking art dude. People are afraid to talk to.
Same.
And I was
Like,
too shy
I
to
can't relate.
I was too shy to like initiate conversation. So I'm like, I'll help you out, but like,
Isn't that weird how that works? Like, yeah, like my son has no problem talking to everybody. I'm like, how do you do that? I had to
Well,
like
think about it,
teach
dude.
myself.
Now these kids can communicate for all weekend or whatever without occupying the house phone line or some shit like that. They can talk to him and get to know somebody before you meet him. So when you meet them, it's like us. We met each other, and it's like, hey, we kind of know each other.
Exactly.
Where, as opposed to back in the olden days, you see somebody and you're like, hi. there's no buffer. You just gotta You can't think about what you're saying, while you're looking at him. No, let me re-say that,
Dude, a lot of that
different
changed.
world.
Yeah, a lot of that changed, honestly, though, with like AOL Instant Messenger. Like, I remember getting AIM for the first time and being like, oh, now I have like 5 minutes to think about the next thing that I want to say to this girl, right? And like, I could come up with something smart and funny in 5 minutes.
Right.
But if you put me on the spot and you want me to do it in 5 seconds, that's recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that was
it's
like
a different world, man.
Yeah, you have to like teach yourself. It's a skill. It's a skill to go out and socialize. If you haven't done it,
Still working on it.
It still can be awkward. I remember just putting myself in awkward situations constantly. And it was like I hated it, but finally got used to it.
Yeah. It takes a long time. It takes work, bro. It takes literal work. Back in like high school, I remember like watching video, probably like what people watch like YouTubers for. It's like, people watch like Andrew Tate to learn how to like, be more like capable of speaking to people and stuff like that. And like back in the day, I used to watch Friends, and I remember being like, I want to be funny like Chandler, and I would like study Chandler's way of joking, and be like, I'm going to implement this into my life also. Like that's all that I had to like learn from. I
think Chandler was the best pick. I gotta say, that was the best pick.
I mean, Joey got the most girls, but like I don't think in real life Joey works.
Yeah, but Chandler is the most funniest. I would agree.
Yeah.
That's the best humor in that one.
You got to go the ironic, sarcastic right when you're that age.
Anything else go on for your week, Ryan?
That's it. Mainly just kind of trying to navigate how to keep things flowing.
That's good. You got
it. A lot of editing. Got a lot of editing done.
I know you're popping out like 8 videos a day. Can't even keep up.
Yeah. I need to like probably not do that.
Yeah. I would just want to say shout out to Bill for the super chat. I really appreciate the $20 donation. Without saying too much, Wave is not feeling very well. He is recovering. He should be back with us, in the near future. We don't know when yet, but he's just not feeling well right now. He's taking care of himself. We told him to rest and not come back until he's 100%. So he will be back.
Think about him. Send him some well wishes if you can. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Yep.
He's doing better today than he was the last time we talked. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
On the right track.
Yeah, he's on the right track. So just keep sending those wishes over to him. All right, guys. Let's get into this quick news. Like I said, we have an interview coming up here in a second. Lisa interview just happened on Crunchyroll. That just came out.
Oh, yeah?
And
Lisa from Japan or Lisa from Thailand?
Lisa from Japan. It's only Lisa I know.
The one with the capital S.
Yes, the one with the capital S. And A. It's just a lowercase I. And L.
Oh, yeah, the lowercase I. That's a better way to go with this.
So I didn't even know Crunchyroll had a YouTube channel, but they do. And it's called Have You Heard? Interview with Lisa. So check that out if you guys haven't yet. Right.
Did you check it out?
Did you listen to any of it?
I didn't listen to any of it. That's why it's part of the quick news, guys. I put it in quick news because I didn't actually watch it.
All right. I'm sure it's interesting.
I do want to throw out though, while we're on Lisa, she's coming back with a song with K-pop group, actually. K-pop group called Stray Kids. And the first 2 teasers have dropped already. So I haven't seen her with K-pop group yet. So I'm really intrigued by this. Stray Kids is one of the best of the K-pop groups out there.
Okay, good. I was about to say, because I'm scared. Oh, like right when you said, I'm like, oh.
No. This is they're like one of the top ones. They're the top dogs. So really like them. They write their own music, all that stuff.
So the cool thing though is English subtitles. So they're there. You can turn them on the YouTube channel, and they're all set up there for you there. Baby Beard, if you guys remember, they lost their other member. So they got Madi, who grew up in Australia, Thailand, and Panama, has replaced Gotomi, who had left just recently. And now she is the 3rd member of Baby Beard. The new polyglot member stated that she wants to convey Japanese idol culture overseas and sees this as a first step towards realizing that dream. And she was born in Japan. She's from Japan, but she just moved around. Starting today. Yeah. So she put up a little introduction. The reason I started working as an idol is because I wanted to spread Japanese idol culture overseas. And this is the first step towards making that dream come true. So that's her mission with joining Babybeard. So you guys are, is anyone listening to Babybeard? I kind of like just fell off after the first 2 songs. I was kind of like, I couldn't get into it. Did you guys get into it?
I just got too much other stuff I'm listening to.
All right,
now I listen to like 100 different bands during the week, and then on my chill time, I put in one of 2 bands. Those bands, Bandmate or Unleash the Archers.
Yeah, right. I'm really getting to that point where it's like there's so many out there that I'm really starting to have to whittle it down to like these are my favorites, and these are the ones that I'm gonna mostly spend my time listening to, and like all the ones that are like below that 50% mark. I don't know if I have time for you anymore.
So Ryan, you're listening to Bandmate and Unleash the Archers. What about you, Champ? What are your 2 that you listen to?
What am I listening to currently?
Yeah.
When you can listen to whatever you want.
Yeah.
I've been listening to so much Nemophila, like just basically on repeat. I've listened to the new Hagane album a couple times, also in the last few weeks, but I've listened to Seize the Fate like from front to back probably like 5 times in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, y'all are gonna be mad at me. I haven't been listening to any Japanese music this past week until just recently.
Get out of here.
Yeah, my 2 main ones has been Mana and Avenged Sevenfold. I know, random as hell.
That's cool though. What album on what Avenged
GAIJIN Guys
album?
Podcast, Japanese music and news.
Hey, Mana's from Mexico. Does that count?
No,
they're not
North
Japanese
America.
in Mexico.
Wow. No, I started listening to Sim after the Sim concert because they fucking, oh my God, they rule. So good. But we'll get into that in a second.
Nice.
But Baby Metal releases new merch. And I'm going to try to zoom in. It's really hard to zoom in. But what they have in the like bottom right-hand corner is like the skull with crossed arms. It kind of looks like the Max from the Hormone shirt.
It does.
It still looks cool. I wish I could zoom in, guys. I don't know if you can find a picture on your end. I couldn't find a better photo. But yeah.
You can't zoom in on there?
Yeah, it won't let me for some reason. It's being dumb. Or I'm being dumb. One of the two.
There you go. That's better.
It looks a little better. But anyways, it's just like the cross. So I don't. Is that a thing in Japan? Like the 2 arms crossing or whatnot? Because
I've seen a lot of the bands do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I know Maximum Hormone does that, but then Baby Metal will do this. But I saw somewhere else. I'm pretty sure saw Ma from Sim do it too on stage. But I don't know. But yeah.
It's probably just like a thing. There's probably like some representative, like devil thing that came from the past that we don't know where its origins are from.
Now, I know you guys said you're not throwing in a lot of music, so I doubt you guys will go listen to this. But Cold Rain, I checked out Cold Rain this past week, and they are fucking great. They're so good.
Nice.
And it's a band. It's a band that I've heard that I was like, I need to see them live. Absolutely want to see them live. Same thing with Crossfaith, another band that I love. I love the high energy metal bands. They're so fun to watch. And I just want to see them live because like I heard them and they put like a twist on metalcore that I just really like. I really enjoy it. Enjoy the clean vocals. I enjoy the heavy stuff. It's good stuff. You should check it out, guys. Cold Rain is a pretty sick band. I can't remember the song we reacted to. That was a band I meant to download the album before I got on the plane and I forgot. I was damn it, because I wanted to check it out. But oh well. Cold Rain is definitely underrated, I think. Very, very underrated. And to be fair, I always confuse them with another band that starts with a C, and I can't remember. I
know exactly who you're talking
singer.
about.
It's not Crossfaith. I know they're grouped up with them, but
that's who I was thinking of.
You were thinking Crossfaith
anymore.
I want to see Crossfaith live so bad. I love that singer to death. He's so awesome. Like his energy. It's like again the same kind of energy I felt from Sim. We need to hurry up and get through this quick news. I'm ready to talk about that. Been waiting to talk about that forever. But
oh, is it Crystal Lake? That's what the chat.
Crystal Lake. Yes, thank you. I always confuse them with Crystal Lake. There we go. Yeah, Crystal Lake is another good metalcore band, but you know when they announced they lost their singer, I was like,
metalcore.
Ryan, metalcore is a genre, okay? Oh, by the way, check out our podcast.
Why?
We argued about genres for like an hour and a half. I think hour and a half podcasts about genres.
That was pretty fun.
That was a fun podcast, guys. If you didn't know, we do a Wednesday podcast where we just talk about whatever.
We should mention that occasionally.
We should mention that. So we're live every Wednesday too. We upped our game. We told you all we're upping our game this year. Okay. More content. All right.
And we do still talk about music over there because we can't help it because we're
yeah.
fucking obsessed with music.
yeah, obviously. Yeah,
Music
we do.
and magnets, man.
And magnets. Oh yeah, we had a
Eminem.
great conversation about magnets. ICP led that conversation. You know, magnets, how do they work? You know, and we discussed it thoroughly because we found out we don't know how they work either.
Because we're too dumb to know ourselves. We had to research.
I
on
understand the concept, but I
Oh
don't
my
understand
God. We got to make a Mirror
can't do
Core
that.
shirt.
the Mirror Core.
Dude, I want one. Mirror Core. Hanabi announces playing in Mexico. They're playing a bunch of festivals over there. Hell in Heaven between March 11th to May 11th. Wait a second. Did this already happen? Is this old news?
Yeah, that's definitely been over for at least 3 months.
Why would this pop up underneath? Is this old news? Oh, well.
Is
When
it?
did
No, wait, no. It says
they
September.
sent it out August 24th.
7th, 8th, and 9th. Yeah, it just came out. All right,
September,
they put the wrong dates in here then. Okay. Anyways, let's just assume those are wrong dates. They're announcing some shit in Mexico, okay? Performances are happening. I don't know. It was on her Twitter.
Did you see that list though? Pull that back up. I want to look at that list of bands.
Yeah, it's
There's
insane.
some pretty good bands on there.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, bro.
And they're on the look at the day they're playing though.
What day are they playing?
It's the second day, I think.
Oh yeah, they're playing in November. So these are November.
Yeah.
Where are they? Anyways, those of you
Right
listening,
there,
we're
with
looking
Cold Chamber and go scroll back up a little bit.
Cold Chamber.
Cold Chamber, whatever that fucking squiggly band is, and Heart of Gremlin and Lacrimosa and In
Poppy.
Flames.
That's Poppy. Actually.
Ministry, 69 Eyes.
Oh, that
and
is
those-
Poppy.
is
I'm
it?
friends
Oh,
with
it is.
I'm friends with the main guitarist Caesar. He's from El Paso. We used to jam
Really?
out with him all the
From
time.
Poppy?
No, from Ministry. Cesar.
okay.
He's we played with him a lot of shows. He tried out for Ministry and got in. So shout out to you, Cesar.
Nice.
He had been working in the music scene a while I was young. We'd opened up for him all the time, and dude, I was so proud of him when he got that. So congratulations,
Bro, that is a
Congratulations, man.
crazy ass show. Like I would watch that whole show. There are so many good bands there, dude, and it's so weird too. It's not like they're all the same or anything either. Like we've got people from all over the world, bands from all over the world, totally different styles of music. I mean, there's definitely a metal element to a good percentage of it, but
You know what's crazy, champ? Is every one of these bands are gonna have a badass audience. That's the awesome thing about playing in Mexico, because all of them are gonna have a great audience. I'm telling you, music lovers over there like go hard. They go hard. They really do. They show a lot of appreciation to these bands.
I think Hanabi is the only band to recognize all the little small print bands.
out of the small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of those either, but I'm like surprised by some of these, like where they place them, because you look at this and you get an idea of like where the venue considers them to be, like, you know, on the popularity scale, right?
Right.
For their Cold Chamber is huge, so it makes sense. But I didn't even know they were still a band. Yeah,
Even Poppy, like I wouldn't think that Poppy would be like above asking Alexandria, for example. But like
I don't think they're.
I mean,
oh yeah, you're
that's
right.
cool.
They are.
Yeah.
That's cool
yeah.
though. But yeah, like, and those are, you know,
I know
seen-
In Flames is really big in Mexico for sure. That
Right.
one makes sense.
I think In Flames
seen-
is big everywhere except for America.
Yeah, I
Probably.
mean, I don't know.
Probably.
So it's pretty packed on it. So I've seen In Flames, 69 Eyes, Asking Alexandria.
Haydencio said it perfectly. The crowd will be like the Spain show at 150%. Yes. That's like one of the main countries I'm always going to aim to play for once I ever get out playing again.
Oh, was Guar on there too? I didn't even see Guar. I've seen them on Marth. They're pretty good live.
Yeah. Bad Omens, Mudvayne. I'm going to see Bad Omens with Avenged Sevenfold with Eric.
What's
later
that one
this
that
year.
says Idol? Something Idol above Mudvayne under Guns N' Roses?
Oh, Guns N' Roses playing? Oh, Idol, Billy Idol.
Billy
Mudvayne.
Idol.
What the hell?
What?
The fuck?
Wow.
right.
Except that dude's in better shape than like most anybody else on the freaking stage.
Dude, Il
Pretty crazy.
Miho is still playing?
Oh yeah, El
Remember
Nino's
El
been around.
Nino?
Yeah, dude, I do remember El
Fucking
Nino.
hey, bro, I haven't heard them since the hardcore era back in the mid 2000s.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But
Wow.
hey, congrats to Hanabi for getting on that. They are going to get fans 100%.
Oh, hell
They
yeah.
will
Hell yeah.
get fans. That is like the best place for them to play with that style of music. They're gonna fucking kill it. I know they are. I can't wait to see the footage for it. It's gonna be amazing.
Good to see it, man.
Yeah, same. Oh yeah, I know we're gonna be seeing them this year. Can't wait. Oh yeah, we got to mention I kind of glossed over the Aftershock thing. And I'll mention in a second. Some news about Hanabi actually with Aftershock. Let's finish this quick news though, real quick. All right, so Koi, is it how you say this band name? Is Lisa X's other band?
Koye.
Koye. They're coming out with a second EP already.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cool,
I thought
man.
it was pretty cool. Coming out with a second EP. Hazuki's
Lisa X
staying
doesn't take
busy.
any breaks.
Yeah,
It might be a little different sound of this, I think. From the sample, the guitars may be a little heavier. A
ooh.
little heavier. Not too heavy,
Are they
but
gonna
a little heavier.
Are they gonna debut a drummer and bassist soon, or just keeping it between the three
I don't know,
girls?
man. I don't know, because they've played shows, haven't they? I can't remember if they did with this lineup yet or not to promote Koye. But I don't know, from the album, the EP they put out, it was very, very pop. And
Yeah,
I
it was.
didn't expect that with Lisa and Hazuki on there with the shredding they can do. But they obviously wanted to try something else, but I think the sample they put out is a little heavier. Might appeal to a broader audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
So I think I just lost the article, but I wanted to lead into this next thing after that. Oh no, there it is. Nemophila. So we were all talking about Nemophila, right? Like,
Yeah.
damn, I kind of forgot about them. I wonder what they're doing. Well, they told us what we're doing, like right afterwards, like right after that podcast, within the
What are they
week.
doing?
I think they listened to us.
Saying.
What do you
I'm
think?
saying.
Do you think they were listening to us? They're like, oh,
Yes.
we should probably update everybody because they don't know what we're doing.
Oh, what are they doing?
So everyone gather in the studio. A certain recording has been done. Stay tuned for details.
Nice.
So basically, they listened to our show and they said "fuck," and then they went to the studio.
Yeah, we
Well, we better
single-handedly
get
got
something
them.
done.
We single-handedly got them back to the studio. Good job, guys.
You're
Pat on the
welcome.
back.
Well done,
Nemophila
guys,
fans.
you guys. Yes. Exactly.
Pat on the
Please send
back.
your donations to GAIJINGUYS at paypal.com.
Yeah, Archie Dan, that's what we were saying before is we were like Nemophila had a momentum going. They kind of lost it, so they're going to have to pick it back up.
I think they're probably working on something to push the next time they do a lot of they put out music, they toured, they backed it up, so I think they're probably getting ready to drop something
Yeah.
on us, and they're gonna hit it hard again and tour, and
Yeah. Have it all planned
I'm
out
ready.
like
maybe
they're
they're doing
supposed
old
to.
school.
I'm trying to like take a lesson from them, like while working on music, actually have it ready for multiple months at a time, so you're not like drop one thing and then wait like another 7 months, because it's definitely not the way to go. Because look at Bratz, they dropped the song how long ago now? Spiderwebs.
Yeah, man, what the fuck?
What the fuck happened to him? That was a great introduction
I
to
liked
what's
it.
to come, and I was like, what is next? And then they just stopped.
Apparently, that was it. Yeah.
That was it. They put everything in that song. So,
I
which
was
really
looking forward to
sucks.
hearing more.
Yeah, me too.
If this new Nemophila song is a cover, what do you want it to be a cover of?
It better be an original. I don't want a cover. I do not want a cover by Nemophila. It's the last thing I want.
I mean, you might be disappointed then.
No, I don't. Please, not a cover, Nemophila. Just get original, please.
What if it's an Avenged Sevenfold cover?
Okay, I'm down.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. All right, you got me, champ. Yes, that's what I wanted to be. I want them. Oh, what would I want them to do? I want them to do Mattel by Avenged Sevenfold. New song, still make its rounds.
Mattel.
Yeah, it's a great
Mattel.
song. Yeah,
I'd rather hear
Mattel.
Unholy Confessions.
You're going old school. You're going old school. If you listen to the new album, go listen to the new album. It's so good.
Not yet.
So
I hope
good.
they do a Kill Switch cover. If they
fuck
do
that.
covers.
No.
That'd be great, dude.
It'd be fucking great. Them doing
It would
End of Heartache would be like, or My Curse would be so.
Guys,
so
stop putting out the cover juju. We want original. We want original music. Because they listen to our podcast and they said they're doing stuff and they're going to hear, oh, they want covers, and then they're going to do a cover instead of an original. So we gotta be.
Right. You're right. Okay. Fuck Kill Switch and Avenge. They both suck. We just want Nemophila.
Yeah.
Yes,
we don't
yes.
hear that
Nemophila
crap.
original.
Play your own stuff.
Exactly. There you go. That's the spirit. Guys, we checked out Roselia off stream for our Patreon peeps. And they just released a song 2 days ago, but the song is like a year old, right? So that was our reaction.
It's the official live version of the song.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a music video for it or anything, so like you were just had the audio until yesterday or whenever they dropped it the other day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you want to give a quick just how'd you feel on a
it was you should check out our Patreon or join our memberships to help directly support the channel. But seriously, guys, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to make any of this happen. So we appreciate you guys supporting us, and we throw in those extra perks for you guys to make it worth your guys as well. But I thought it was very okay. It's the most okayest song I've ever heard.
It was well done.
Yeah. The singer's talented. She needs to start another band.
all facts. These are all true.
Or you could also go listen to Film LLC and hit that big thumbs up, and we appreciate it.
I realize while watching some of the videos from our top 10 and from stuff we get, it's like our ears are tuned to more obscure music than what's really, really popular.
We realize how spoiled we are with guitar solos after we heard that solo.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I think the first time that I realized how spoiled we were was when I listened to that Korean band. I always forget their name.
Rolling Quartz?
Rolling Quartz. Yeah, where I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I was like, but, and then they like did a solo and I was like, oh, I could do it. I could do that solo. Damn it. That's always my judge. Like if I can play the solo, it means that
that's not good. That's not good.
It could be better. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You can have a good simple solo.
Oh, sure.
That's true.
But even a simple one, if it's good, I probably can.
Was that why you didn't like Nirvana? The solos, you were like, I can play that, so I don't like it.
No, I can't play those Nirvana solos. They're played like as if the guy has beef jerky taped to his fingers. Maybe if I put gloves on, then I could do it.
I don't feel like fighting today. Anyways, Pale Dusk. Pale Dusk is in an interesting commercial. They made a debut in Snapchat commercial with "Are You Ready to Die for Your Friends," which is a great song. Have you guys heard that song yet?
Yeah, that song fucking rules.
Yes, and now it's in a fucking commercial, guys.
That's awesome. Wait, for what?
For Snapchat. It's in a commercial for Snapchat. I don't hear.
Snapchat.
I think I can play it. It's only 15 seconds.
Z 世代の9割が使っているビジュアルチャットアプリスナップチャット。本当の君の
It's
シ
in the
ェアアプリ。
background.
撮って送って笑ってつながるスナップチャット。
Oh,
That was it.
It's
But
so
hey,
funny. It's so funny which part of the song they chose to play.
I
for the
know.
commercial. Because
Like,
it's so
why'd you pick that?
obvious. That's what they would choose for a commercial, right? Like, but
yeah,
the rest of the song is not that at all.
it's so obvious. Hey, I just want to say, Penny Taylor, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. 19 pounds, really enjoying these live streams. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Also,
thanks for
she
hanging,
says
Penny.
live streams because we do a second one on Wednesday, if you didn't know. Telling you guys again.
Yeah, thanks
that.
for the promotion, Penny. Well done.
Thank you so much.
it's like $27.
Subtle promotion.
All right, guys. Ready to fight? I think
Are we fighting?
I think it's gonna be Ryan and I fighting Champ pretty much. That's what's gonna happen.
I don't know if I have the energy to battle 2-on-1, but we can. I'll try.
Chaos Control is Miho's new project, and this is
Miho,
which
who
from
formerly
Love
of
Bites.
Love Bites,
Mhm.
founding member of Love Bites, right?
Oh yeah, she is a founding member of Love
And
Bites,
she left.
and she started this new project. And I'm just gonna say I love it for a couple of reasons. One, you can hear her more in this than you did in Love Bites.
Sure, yeah.
I thought the mixing was better than earlier Love Bites, the way that they did it with the bass and guitars and everything. And the guy's voice, shockingly, is good to me because I normally don't like that style of voice. And I just enjoyed the whole song. It changed up just enough. The solo was fucking killer. Everything about the song was badass. Guys, I highly recommend checking this out. It's Miho's new project from Love Bites, Chaos Control, the Legacy Within. I think it is a great song. They only have 165 subscribers. Make sure you go subscribe to them.
Oh, shit.
It is pretty
Yeah,
badass.
I mean, the song only has like 3,000 views right now, right?
Yep, only
Which
3,000 views.
It is way over the quality of 3,000 views. I'll say that right now.
Yes. Yeah, the quality is just really good. And I think it's a hell of a project that she's in. And I'm putting the link in the chat.
I think it sounds incredible, man. Like, I liked, like you said, I liked everything about it. And the singer was, there's the style. I think Al and I kind of agree. The style isn't our favorite, but his voice kind of saves it from becoming something I don't want to hear. Like, it was interesting enough that, it kept me interested. And then there's some really cool stuff going on musically.
The intro was nostalgic too. Like when you hear that intro ripping in with the drums and guitar, you're just like, oh fuck yes, let's go. You know, right out the gate. And this is where Champ's gonna disagree with everything we just said.
No, actually, like, I mean,
no, I want to fight you.
Nothing that you said is untrue. Here's the deal, man. Like, I think I got like super high hopes by the first 30 seconds of the song. Like, it started out with the cool little, like, that clean, sort of kind of sound like Tool in the beginning until they came in with electric guitars. And then it came in with this super fast, heavy, almost like death metal riff. And I was like, wow, that's a cool ass, like a little progressive in there. Like, it was really cool, really heavy. And then as soon as that part ends, the vocalist comes in and starts singing power metal. And I think in that moment, I was just like, damn it. Like, I was just so,
but
like, I just felt disappointed. I don't care. Sure, he's a good vocalist. I agree. He was good at what he did.
Okay,
I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it over that music. I was ready for some fucking, like, to come in after that. And when it didn't, and he was like, ah! I was like,
okay, can I say something?
I was so glad it wasn't growling and screaming, honestly. I was like, sweet.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think I'd rather listen to that than Asami's vocals.
No, not me.
Sorry.
I have exactly enough room for one power metal band in my heart. And Love Bites has taken that spot. Like, like, honestly, the music behind this song was really cool. There was a lot of, especially in that bridge when they turn up her bass and she's slapping. And
depending on what Chaos Control does, this band will take my spot of Love Bites. Because I do like the uniqueness that they're putting in it, but I do like Love Bites to a certain extent. But I get bored really fast with Love Bites.
Do you think the diehard Miho fans are gonna be like, all right, fuck that, we'll go over, and you think they're gonna like abandon Love Bites? Because if this is, as good, and they're fans of Miho and they're disappointed she left,
yeah,
be like, all right, we'll go over here.
I would say
affect them, man.
We only heard one solo, right? So definitely Love Bite solos are way better for sure. If we're talking about technicality, but the solo for that song was fucking phenomenal anyways. So it doesn't even matter. So I haven't heard enough. I'd have to hear more. I would definitely say like the solos are unique in Love Bites, but as an overall sound, I enjoy listening. If it keeps coming out like this, I'm going to enjoy listening to Chaos Control more. Because as an overall sound, I like how everything is fitting really well.
I could get that too. Like, I totally understand. This is personal preference. I mean, just the sound of the music, right?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, because both of them are clearly super talented. Like, the instrumentalists are super talented, and the vocalists are really good at what they're doing. Right. I personally like that 30 seconds was perfect for me. I was really into the intro. It was just that I just didn't want to hear that style of vocals played over that type of music. So again, personal preference for me. But like, if I'm gonna listen to a power metal band where I have to accept power metal vocals, which I generally don't do, it's going to be the power metal band that I feel is like the best at playing. Like, when I listen to Love Bites, it's like going to the fucking like a museum and staring at like a great art piece. To me, it's like this is a masterpiece, and that's why I like it. Not necessarily because I love the sound, the overall sound of it, but because I just appreciate it and respect it so much. Whereas like this band, I did like the sound of the guitars and stuff like that, but they didn't do enough to make me feel like I could overcome.
It's one
the
song
vocal
though,
style
dude.
for me. It's just one song.
It's
and
just
the next song
weird.
might be awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know, but that's just my opinion on it. I think I'm gonna enjoy them when they come out with more. I can't wait to hear.
Hopefully, it's just another band for fans to like. I don't see any
Exactly.
reason to
That's
not.
true.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And honestly, I wasn't on board with Asami's vocals immediately when I heard Love Bites first. I've grown to love her vocals. I think there's been a kind of subtle change in her delivery a little bit, but with the new stuff. But this dude singing with Chaos Control, I can tolerate immediately, and I think I'll eventually just like it. You know what I mean? It's not my favorite thing, but it's not enough to put me off.
This guy sounds like a pro singer. We were mentioning it during, like, we listened to Snippet together, and he just sounds like a professional.
Yeah.
Like, it's like flawless singing. It really is. And he's singing in English, right? If I'm not mistaken, the entire time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if it was 100%. I wasn't paying enough attention to the lyrics, but definitely for at least half the song, it was English.
Yeah. Sebastian says, just listen to the song. The singer sounds more heavy metal than power metal. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, it's power metal, but it has a different thing to it. And I would agree. It does have a heavy metal vibe to it, but it's definitely in the power metal realm more so. I agree with you, Sebastian. Like, I think that's what makes Ryan and I tolerate the vocals immediately. We're like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
It's just this side. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Take Halford. I cannot stand his vocals, and it's like, I don't know if you can even compare him. They're not the same, but he's a guy who's not like, I wouldn't say it. I don't know. I tried to like Judas Priest, but I can't listen to him just because of his iconic vocals that like a lot of people really truly love.
Yeah.
So it's just on the right side of this fine line of vocal taste I have to where I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and for me, it wasn't even the sound of his voice, because I actually agree with you guys. He's got more depth and more vocal fry, like a little bit more just like power behind it than a lot of other power metal vocals I've heard in the past. I mean, the girl from Unleash the Archers comes to mind. She's got really deep, like a lot of depth in her voice also.
Yeah.
I still gotta listen to Unleash the Archers because Ryan loves them, and I don't think I think I might have only heard one song by them.
Well, hey, somebody just dropped a whole album review on Abyss by Unleash the Archers.
Who?
So, me.
Who would that be?
I did.
Yeah,
just go listen to it though.
Her vocals are really good for like, but again, this is like, when I say that her vocals are really good, like they're still like, I respect them, I appreciate them, but I don't
Asami
like
or Unleash the Archers.
Brittany from Unleash the Archers. And I feel the same about her vocals as I do about this guy's vocals in Chaos Control.
See, that's how I feel about Asami's vocals.
Good. Yeah.
That's how I feel about Asami's. I think they're amazing, and she's super talented, but it just doesn't do for me all the way,
I just don't like the melodies, I think. Like, it's not even the sound of the voice. It's the melodies that they come up with that immediately trigger that. This sounds like power metal to me. Like, the way that the melody is being delivered. And I just... it shifts the sound of the song for me, like from this like heavy metal song to this other style of music that I just don't enjoy as much anymore.
Yeah. For me, I have like for Love Bites, for instance, this is why I will still listen to it. I love them. Is I love the solos and the playing. So I have like a handful of songs I have on my playlist I like by Love Bites that I just play on repeat. Because as a full album, I can't get into all of it. It's like there's just certain songs I really love by Love Bites, like a lot. Like the first one we reacted to, When Destiny's Line, I think it was. Like I fucking love that song. So there's definitely like Love Bites songs that I'm like just special place in my heart. Or the one solo that made me tear up, I can't remember the name of it. It was like was one of the most beautiful solos I've ever heard. So mind you, I do like Love Bites. I just like the direction of where this band is going.
The Love Bite songs that I like the most are the ones that veer the most away from Paramedical too.
Epilogue,
like they have that one
thanks,
song
Kanaus.
that's like rock and roll something. It's called something rock and roll. Like it actually sounds like a rock and roll song and not a Paramedical song, and it's really really good. I really like that song too. The less Paramedical they are, the more that I end up liking them. But they're so good at playing their instruments that I don't even care what kind of music they're playing because I could just watch it and be like, this is insane.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm willing to give the Chaos Control. I'm willing to give them like another 4 or 5 songs. Like, let's see what they come out with. Somebody in the chat said that he's not a permanent singer. They have multiple singers on their album. So like,
He's
I'd
not
like
a
to hear what
permanent
else is going on.
singer.
Yeah, watched Alexander Mariani said Chaos Control doesn't have a permanent singer. New album features 2 singers. Also, Chaos Control is not a new band. The band's been around a while. I looked this up and it says Japan, Tokyo active 1999 to 2002 and then 2022 to present. So there's a big old 20-year hiatus between their activity. They've been around a while, but it looks like they probably when did Miho leave? 22?
Yeah.
Last year? Okay.
Yeah.
That's why they're active, because they're active 22 to present.
Okay, and Hadasio saying that Miho's not even the permanent bassist, so it seems like this album, this kind of comeback album for them, might be like kind of what Dave Grohl did when he brought on like a bunch of different instrumentalists for his solo album.
Fuck.
I guess I'm not following. That sucks. Never mind.
I'll keep following Miho around. I'll keep watching. See what she's gonna do
that's
next.
sad. I was like, God, that blows.
Oh, I do want to say the drummer.
See, doesn't that make you uninterested? Awesome. Like immediately though, like for me, I'm like,
it's kind of like watching the Flash. What's the fucking point?
It's
not
like,
gonna go anywhere.
I feel so disappointed now. Like, that sucks.
Or like the basketball Olympics, where you're just like, none of this matters to the NBA. Who cares?
Hey, at least we got East of Eden. I'm excited about them. Okay, at least we know they're gonna stay a band for hopefully a little bit.
What's going on in the chat right now? Why is everybody talking about East of Eden? Like, apparently everybody loves them.
We talked about them last week. I guess
I know.
People finally caught up. You guys all caught up finally.
I still gotta go check them out.
I still don't remember what the hell it was.
Did we do a song?
We talked about it last week, and I told you guys you must check it out by this week so we could talk about it.
No, well, you didn't put it on the news.
I didn't. I'm just fucking around. I didn't really say that. I didn't really say that. You should check it out.
If
you know what?
saying
I'm gonna put it on the news for next week, so you guys will.
Honestly, though,
they're really good.
We got like 10 comments in a row that were like, "Yeah, East of Eden rules." So like, that's enough for me to be like, okay, I'll listen to this.
Okay, so if anything, you're gonna check out anything new, East of Eden, 100%. Out of all the things we're mentioning. So something I ran across here, Hagane are doing a lottery for a Hagane fan meeting. Remember, they lost half their members. So I'm assuming they're going to keep going. But if I remember correctly, they lost their drummer and singer. So it's just really interesting that they're doing that. So what do you guys think about that? They're going to have tickets so you could just meet them. It's called Hagane Fan Meeting 0 to 1.
I mean,
that's weird, right?
Do they have band members that replaced the other ones?
No, nothing's been announced yet. Not that I'm aware of, from what I could find.
Well, if anything, I think it's a nice thing to see that, like, it gives their fans hope that they're gonna keep pushing forward. You know, it kind of gives them that little bit of like, oh, hey, look, they're still doing stuff, so we should keep having an eye on them to see what they come up with next.
That's right. They lost their other guitars. So they lost 3 of the members of the 5.
That's too many. I want to have faith in them. You know what I mean? But like 3 of 5 members feels like too many members.
Okay. Russ in the chat says they're auditioning people. So that's cool to hear. And so I wonder if they're the main writers. They must be the main writers then. And that's why they're just keeping it going. It's just really sad for me. Again, this is one of those bands that I did a full-on album review of them and talked about how the singer like got so much better from the beginning to the end. And like I got invested in them and then half the band's gone. I hate when that happens. This is why like I struggle to get into new bands sometimes because I'm like, you get into them and then bam, it's over. I'm like, then you just get tired. You're just like, ugh.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we listened to way too much. So we gotta have a filter at some point, right? So if you're losing members left and right, I'm like, all right, whatever. Moving on. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, because some Archdan sounds like Megadeth, and like honestly, it kind of does. Because like obviously, it's not Megadeth was around for forever, but like I don't know, the new lineups of bands that I used to love back in the day, I have far less interest in seeing that version of the band than if they had the original lineups. But Hagane was only around for one album, so I mean, personally, if I were them, like marketing wise, I'd probably just change my name and start a new band, like even if it was the same style of music. But I guess they want to keep that first album as like their starting point.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, and Sakura is the main writer for the band. They're saying she wrote everything, guitarist, writer. So, I mean, if she started it and it's her thing, then I guess you probably keep it.
Yeah,
yeah.
It comes down to the writing. It really does come down to the writing. Whoever's writing, like if the writer's left, it can't be the same band because they can't write the same music, right? But if she's writing everything and it's going to sound the same, then I guess there's really no reason to remarket.
And that makes me sad.
Skinner.
That makes me sad sometimes when it's just one sole writer, because you can you guys tell when there's like one sole writer or when there's like multiple writers? Do you think that makes a huge amount of difference? I think it does. I think having everyone
I thought
write
it did,
is good.
but man, there's some bands that just amazing that like with like a Bandmade, you get a main writer, they all contribute. Anybody has like one writer for the song, everybody contributes to it. I mean, if you're playing a part, you're contributing. But that I thought, well, that's why it's so cohesive, because you have this overall songwriting format. And then there's bands like, I know I talk about them a lot, but it's at the front of my mind with like Unleash the Archers. They start with a story, and the story is given to the band with guidance to like, I want this kind of feeling for this and this kind of feeling for that, and the band just writes to the words, which is fucking crazy, but it's awesome. You get that same kind of cohesiveness. So it's weird, man. If you just have a great band that you agree how the system works, I think you're gonna get great results.
Yeah, and Eric says people can easily write other people's style. I disagree. Not all the time. Not if part of their style has to do with...
But it is possible.
It is possible, yes, for sure. Not all the time.
I agree with like a caveat, though, because it's like, yes, I think you can replicate somebody else's style and write in their style, quote unquote style, right? But that's what style? It's like an overarching theme, right? But then some writers are very specific within that theme, right? Like, and if you're really, really good and unique and creative, like for example, I think if you tried to write a Bandmade song in the way that Konami writes a Bandmade song, I think people might be able, oh yeah, I see the influence in that, but I don't think they'd be like, I bet Konami wrote this song. You know, like, and I would say, again, we talked about them last week. I would say the same with Guns N' Roses. Like, you try to play a Guns N' Roses. If you try to write a Guns N' Roses song, I don't think it's going to sound like Guns N' Roses. I think people will be like, that sounds similar to Guns N' Roses, but they wouldn't be like, that is a Guns N' Roses song.
Gotcha. Now I have our interviewers pop in here soon, and they have some comments about going back to the Love Bites thing with Miho. They had mentioned some comments this morning. I definitely want to hit them up about some comments that Miho said. I'm curious where they got their information, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. They're coming right now. We're going to take a brief break and then come back. If you guys are listening on Spotify, it's going to be a seamless transition right into the interview. But those of you that are live with us, just hang tight with us just 4 minutes while we get them in. And we're going to go ahead and talk with them. We're going to talk about Japanese music and more, and talk about Miho's comments exiting Love Bites. Also, just want to mention this because I haven't yet. Aftershock 2023, we are teamed up with them. They are helping one of you out there go to Aftershock absolutely free. You get 2 4-day passes, and Hanabi is playing, Baby Metal is playing, Avenged Sevenfold, Tool, many other bands. So all you have to do to win this is send in your story about some of the bands that are there playing Aftershock, how they affected you, got you through a tough time in your life, and you email it to giveaway@gaijinguys.com, and you need to do that by September 8th. After you do so, we will read it on air on the live podcast at September 10th, and we'll be reading your story, and then whoever's story we pick is the winner of it. So, pretty good deal. Oh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
I thought you guys were going to say something else.
I agree. It's a great deal.
All right, guys. We will be right back. I don't think we've ever used a Be Right Back screen on this ever.
Should do that. Hey, use it more often.
I didn't even know we had one.
Hey, we're back. Welcoming Russ and Jake from KCOR. And
How you doing?
the Foxhole.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us on.
Heck yeah, man. It's our pleasure. It's always fun to bring on other people to talk about Japanese music news as passionate like you guys. So we already were having an interesting conversation earlier, but I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself before I throw you guys in the weeds here, because I got a nice fiery question to ask you right out the gate.
Those are always fun.
All right.
Go ahead, Russ. Ladies first.
Yeah,
right.
Thanks, man. So I'm Russ Henry, co-host of the Foxhole Radio Show. I also moderate for the Brutality Films LLC YouTube channel. They do a lot of reactions to Japanese music as well. So
Nice.
Been a part of the show with Jake on the Foxhole now for, I guess, coming up on a year or so.
Yeah, it's been about a year, I guess. And I am Jake Davila. I am the host of the Foxhole. I started that almost 2 years ago, really, and it was just done as a sort of a hobby, just to show my love for Japanese metal. It actually started out with also an emphasis on like Japanese and Korean television and anime and that kind of thing, which are also things that I appreciate. But it has morphed into just Japanese metal, which is good. And we had a bit of a rough start for the show there until I met Russ, and I think we've hit our stride.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, we play a lot of bands. You know, I mean, there's a lot of bands out there that are, you know, what we consider here in the West, you know, the bigger bands, the Bandmaids, Lovebites, Nemophila, that kind of thing. So we really try to focus on a lot of the up and coming bands, the ones that really haven't gotten a lot of press over here in the U.S. yet.
Sure.
So that has really been the focus. You know, we do the same things that you guys do, and just try and get this music out there.
What is
Yeah.
what would you guys say is your top 3 upcoming that you guys been talking about lately?
Top 3 what bands that we like, or
No, the ones that
up-and-coming bands.
the up and coming that you guys are just
To keep an eye
Oh.
on.
to keep an
Top
eye
3
on
bands to keep an eye on.
that are not as the big ones.
Or if you
Um,
don't have 3, just throw us whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah, see, that's hard because there are so many bands in Japan that are up and coming. There is just that industry, the Japanese music scene is just filled with phenomenal talent. So to choose any 3 or even just, you know, any 5 or 10 is almost impossible. When you say Russ, I mean, it's
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like I always say, I have 30 bands in my top 5.
yeah, exactly.
First one that come to mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Like for me, it's East of Eden. That's the one
Yeah, I
right
like-
now for me.
I like East of Eden a lot as well. I mean, anything that's got Yuki from D-Drive in it and Ayasa on violin, I mean, that's going to be fantastic stuff. For me, a band I really like is Let It Out Lelia.
Oh, okay.
They've got 2 albums out. Just a really, really good band that we just featured them on the Foxhole last week. Had a really good response from them. There are so many. I mean, Soko Ninaru is a favorite band of mine. Hanabiye. I mean, there's the list is just so long.
Hanabi
Yeah,
is
I would say
great.
the first band that comes to my mind is Drag Down.
Drag
Drag Down. They are an excellent band. Ikoke is a wonderful lead for that group. She does great screamo and she has a beautiful singing voice. Just so much energy in that band. I'm friends with the drummer, and
Is it one of
Russ
these
has
right
heard
here?
them. Nope, I don't see them. You would have to look up.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I think, yeah, what you see there, the Brutality Films LLC,
Okay.
they have done some Drag Down reactions. So those would be,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Drag Down is pretty intense. So
Yeah.
hold on to your seat if you play one of their songs.
Yeah, it's definitely really, really heavy stuff. Very,
Yeah.
very cool band. So yeah, there's just so many. I mean, you know, Saiseiga is another favorite of mine. Love them.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
definitely.
You know, and then a lot of the older bands as well that, you know, aren't even around anymore. You know, like Dazzle Vision, another just killer band.
I've
Or
heard of
even some
Dazzle Vision.
bands that are older, they're still around, but they're just not very well known, like Anmyoza.
Yes.
I mean, phenomenal band. So
Yeah,
much talent in that band.
Yeah, Anmyoza is killer. If you guys
Yeah.
haven't checked them out, they're definitely worth getting a look at.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys were mentioning before we started this podcast about Miho and her exit from Love Bites. That it was something that I hadn't heard before. And you were saying about something about it getting too commercial or getting too corporatized. Love Bites was.
Well, one of the rumors that come out of Japan regarding her departure is that one of her reasons, was that she did not like the direction the band was going in. She apparently felt like it was moving in a direction that was a little bit too commercial, and she didn't feel comfortable with that, and so she left. And if you look at the work that Miho was doing since she left, none of it is very commercial.
Right. It's
She-
pretty aggressive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's not doing anything that is going to get mass appeal. She's playing with some of the bands that Russ and I feature on the Foxhole, and she's spending her time doing that, and she seems to be very content and happy to do so. And so, what we were talking about before the show was that I said that I worry because I grew up in the punk scene, and I saw what happened to punk in the 90s because I was in the scene in the 80s, and it was still very underground. And then you look at the 90s, and this was just crap, to be quite honest. It was crap under the name punk. It was pop, grunge. Some people like grunge. I think it was pretty lame for the most part.
Finally, somebody to join my side.
Found one other person that agrees with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
about time. Jake, you're allowed on whenever you want, buddy.
All right, Jake, you can just disconnect now. It's fine.
I'm a musical heretic. Yes.
Yeah, it's all good, and yeah, I when it comes to the commercialization of Japanese bands, I don't think we're really going to see that same kind of thing just simply because of the wide variety of music. I mean, you talk about, J-rock or J-metal, but, a band like Soko Ninaru is totally different from the Wagaki band, is totally different from Unlucky Morpheus, is totally different from, Hagane or the Gazette. Right. So,
Sure.
you can't really pigeonhole these bands because there is such a variety. And it's just fantastic. No matter what your genre or subgenre is that you enjoy, you're going to find bands that you like within this scene.
I think what I'm talking about is when I say that the Western corporatization will influence these groups, at least I hope not, but it's my fear, is not so much in their style. Well, a little bit in the style. The Western corporate monster in music will try to remove elements that are distinctly Japanese. That's my fear.
Yeah.
Because they will try to appeal to a Western audience. This is corporate execs wearing suits. They don't know a damn thing about music.
Right.
They're just out to make a buck, and they think, we've got to make this more appealing to American kids,
I think
so. Let's not use these Japanese words and these Japanese phrases and these ideas. Let's make it more Western. That would be my fear.
What about Hanabi though? I think they're a good mix of adding the Western element to get people involved, and I think they've brought in a lot of kids from the Western side. Do you think they'll have an effect on them since it has a very good mixture of all of it? Because I do feel there's Western influence in it, but a strong Japanese presence in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing them when they come over to the U.S. I'm going to the show in Atlanta. Going to see them at the Masquerade. So
See him at Fort Wayne.
Looking forward to that. Nice. So yeah, they're a killer band. I was immediately hooked. I mean, the first time I saw We Love Sweets, I was just like, oh my God, give me all of this.
Oh yeah. If you didn't, you were deaf. That's for sure. My favorite band, LOVEBITES, they are definitely targeting a Western audience because they do the lyrics in English.
I think they're targeting a European audience, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. They've been over there several times touring. Yeah, they haven't been to the States.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, they opened
Not yet.
for Dragon Force, I guess, over in Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no U.S. appearances yet. So hopefully, we'll get them over here at some point. But power metal's just not a big thing here. So
It isn't.
not nearly as big as it is in Europe.
And it never has been either. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So I would also, so I have the same concern for bands like that, just because, I watched K-pop and I like K-pop, and I saw what happened when, the K-pop groups come to America and they do all their songs in English, and suddenly it's not just the lyrics that change. It's not just the fact that they're singing in English. It's actually like the production behind it is also simpler. It's more obviously like palatable for certain people. And the last thing that I would want to see that happen is with like my favorite rock and metal bands that are out in Japan. Right. It's a shorter sort of leash that you have with the K-pop, where it's like, it's not that much of a big difference when you go into the you know, kind of westernizing it or whatever. But to do that with a band like, let's say, Love Bites, or like you brought up Soken and Noro, imagine what would happen if Soken and Noro was like trying to be westernized. It wouldn't. Soken and Noro wouldn't exist anymore. You know, like it would be a totally different band.
They're not even trying to be Western though at all. Soken and Noro.
No. But I do want to like I've never really watched Love Bites and thought like had that fear, particularly with them, they were going to go too much westernized, just because I don't know how big, if they stay in the power lane road, if they stay on that route, I don't know how big they'd even have the potential to grow in America.
They'll grow in Europe for sure, 100%, I think, because that's definitely a thing over there. Way bigger.
Yeah, they're using Western producers and everything as well. So, I mean, from a sound perspective, you know, it's definitely geared towards, you know, the European power metal community, I would say.
Yeah, they want the same fan base that liked Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and all them. Like that's the demo that they're going after.
Yeah, but is that demo still around? Like, I mean, they're still around, but like that doesn't seem like such a smart move, you know? Like if that was their goal.
They're all my age now. They're damn near 60.
It's kind of true though. Like I always question, you know, the demographics that these bands are trying to go after, and like if that's what they want to go after and they're content with that lane, then all the more power to them. I especially always love the bands that decide like we're gonna remain underground, overtaking, you know, like a big money deal to adjust their sound. I'll always appreciate those bands that stay underground for that reason also. But like I do think that power metal sort of inherently, at least from where we are in America, is always going to remain a little bit underground to us.
Yeah, I think so as well. And you know, power metal definitely has its market and it has its niche here in the US, and they could probably do, you know, pretty well here, I would think. But you know, they're never going to have the kind of numbers that say, you know, Nemophila is going to have, or Bandmate. I mean, Bandmate sold out all of their shows.
And Hanabiye soon.
Here.
Hanabiye is coming up.
Yep. Yeah. They sold out. Hanabiye sold out, I guess, all of the shows on the European leg of the tour.
Yes,
so
they did.
Looking forward to them coming over, and again, going to see them in Atlanta, and I can't wait.
They're going to Mexico too soon, and I was just mentioning to everybody that's going to be huge for them. Huge for them. Yeah,
playing the big festival there. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So, you know, hopefully this will open up some eyes, and you know, again, you know, we're just trying to, you know, get these bands out there. I've always said, you know, if you put these bands in front of people, the rest will take care of itself, because they're just that good.
Yeah, and I think one of the unique things about our radio show is that we actually run the show as if it's a reaction channel, a live reaction channel. You know, we have listeners who join us in our live chat, and they can score the song that we play, the band that we play. You know, they give their scores in chat. We interact with them. Okay. I think that's a key to the success of shows like this, and also to helping these bands get out there, allow people to have their say. You know, share what they think is good.
Yeah, the way your show's set up, I think it invites people to check out a band that when they hear it on there, they may not be into it right away, but the conversations that happen in the chat I think they do sway some people to be like, all right, I'll check them out more, you know, because a lot of people, they give their score, they might give their reason why, and it gets people talking. So I think it's a really good aspect of it, of your show.
One of our listeners, she's been listening now from the very beginning of the show. She started out referring to myself and our music as satanic. And now she listens to the show and she'll score some of the bands, and she'll give them good scores, and she enjoys them. She compliments the singers. So, you know, if we can move someone who thinks that we're evil and satanic, well, maybe we're doing something right.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean,
woman give up on her faith.
That's the goal.
Maybe we are satanic.
Speaking of that, hasn't Japanese music almost felt like a religion, if you think about it, like with the amount of people that are listening and how defensive some people get over these bands, like, and you know, it's in good meaning, you know, like they mean well, but it is kind of crazy. Like I know a lot of people look forward to you guys' show and going on there. So it is like that for them, like going there watching it. It's their release. It's their relief from the day, you know, and they're just getting away.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, you know, a good example of what you're talking about are baby metal fans. I like baby metal a lot. I don't like every song they've ever put out equally. And I've made the mistake of having a dissenting opinion on certain songs in the baby metal community. And you would thought I had like just took a baseball bat to an idol in a sacred temple or something. I mean, it was, and they say they're not a cult. I'm sorry, I think you are.
Oh, there you go.
I gotta say, I'm a huge baby metal fan, but I have said
So am
I have said some things that I don't like baby metal, but I haven't gotten those reactions yet. But maybe I'm attracting different baby metal fans. Maybe I don't know what it is. But I have said like some things where like I don't like this song or this or that, and I haven't had that yet. But I've heard your story before where like they've had people go after them. But maybe the people that like would go after you just said fuck Alan or just not listen to me anymore. I don't know what it is.
I don't like Jake. He's an asshole.
Right. But that Russ guy, he's okay.
I've had the same experience though, my dude. Like just straight up, so I listen to every baby metal song that was put out before I even started my channel, right? And one of the few that I hadn't heard was that BMCD song. You guys know that song or BMC?
BMC,
BMC. Yeah, and I didn't like that one. I
love that song. Dude.
So do I. I love it.
I hate that song.
That's
probably my least
I'm surprised,
favorite.
you freaking contrarian.
That song grew on me. That song grew on me. I ended up liking it eventually, but the one I don't like is Homage and I, where it's with Joaquin in it, which is funny because like it's the one I did. That's the one that just like drives me mad because when he does this part, no, I'm like, no, stop, and they go crazy.
I feel the same about Papa Ya. Like I did Papa Ya.
Yeah.
Dude, you see it, when you see
like, I can't.
When you see Papa Ya live, you'll change your mind. I promise you. I thought the same thing, and I was part of the crowd twirling the towel. I'm like, this is the greatest. It was so great live. It really was. I would never listen to it in my car, but live, it's like, it's so fucking fun. It really is.
Yeah.
You
changed my
mentioned it. Go ahead, Russ.
I was going to say, you know, there is a lot of, I guess, tribalism around some of these bands, right? You know, you've got the baby metal fan base, you've got the Bandmade fan base, the LOVEBITES fan base. No, it's an organization. But you know, so there is some tribalism, and you know, there are those people that, you know, if you don't like one song, well, obviously, you know, you don't know anything, and you're a horrible person. But you know, for me, I listen to a lot of different styles and a lot of different genres, everything from, you know, jazz, love bands like the Jazz Avengers and Tokyo Groove Joshi and things like that, you know, through standard J-rock, you know, to J-metal, to metalcore, you know, so I listen to a lot of different stuff, and I have a hard time with that tribalism just because of the variety of bands and styles that I listen to.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, LOVEBITES is at the top for me. They're my favorite band in the whole world. I honestly believe they're the best metal band on earth right now.
Wow.
In my opinion. However, I don't go at people who disagree with me, who think that, you know, Bandmade's better than them, or, hey, that's cool. I mean, I love all of them.
I think it's fun to go at each other in a fun, playful way. Like, you know?
Oh, yeah,
that's okay. You
That's
have fun with it. Like, but some people take it way too serious. And I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, you'd think you'd slap their mother or something.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to take it personally.
Yeah, which is so weird to me because it's like they didn't make the music; they just listened to it. So, like,
exactly. You mentioned one thing about people liking the interaction and like to come to the chat room. You know, the interesting thing is we're seeing now that some of these bands are looking forward to us featuring them now.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, we're forming relationships with bands, with record labels in Japan, Blacklisted Records, for example. We have started a very good relationship with them, and they have a lot of really incredible talent on their label, which we'll be featuring on the show coming up soon.
Can you mention a few of the bands?
Well, Pinkish Crown is one. The band we've got coming up this coming Tuesday is another.
Velvet Cherry.
Velvet Cherry, yeah.
see who else. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. She Glapes, if you guys are
She
familiar with
Glapes,
She
right.
Glapes.
featured them.
So yeah, and it's been really cool that the bands have been listening in, and a lot of the bands don't necessarily speak English, but they're listening in and going, wow. I saw Shun, the guitarist from the She Glapes, tweeted, I woke up this morning and I was on the radio in America. I'm really happy.
That's cool, man.
And
Hell yeah.
it's that kind of thing that makes it all worthwhile, to try to
Yeah.
get these bands out there and get them out in
Congratulations,
front of
guys.
people.
I have a
Yeah,
question from a fan for you guys. Shout out to Rod Miller for the super chat. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. It really helps us out. He says, can you ask your guests what they think about the Uncrowned and the news that Tereshi is going to be releasing 9 new, previously unreleased songs that feature Shell, who passed away last August 5th. Rest in peace.
I think
Sure.
that's a fantastic thing. The loss was just deeply saddening.
Yeah.
It's still felt. I think that's a fantastic move. I look
Yeah.
forward to hearing it.
Yeah, me too. I guess the new album is coming out, and it's all stuff that Shell did vocals on prior to her getting sick. She passed away from cancer last year, and
Wow.
Takeshi, obviously has been really struggling with her loss deeply. They were really really close, and the Uncrowned was such a good band. I hope that Takeshi can find a way to move forward. As he goes, because he's a great composer, he's a great guitarist, and I'm glad that they're doing this posthumous album with Shao on it. But I'm also looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Well, yeah. Thanks for the question, my friend.
Ryan.
Yeah.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? I'm enjoying the conversation going on here.
Yeah, same here. And I'd like to take a second too to thank you, Ryan, for filling in for me on the Foxhole Show while I was on vacation. And you did Asterism, and I'm a little jealous of that because that was a band I was wanting to feature. We'll have to get you to come back on it at some point, and maybe we'll all do it together and feature some different songs because I'm a huge Asterism fan.
Oh,
yeah, I'd be happy to, man. It's definitely a band I don't mind trying to get more ears on.
Yep, absolutely. They've got the big tour coming up, and they've been doing all the street lives and everything.
Yeah, they've been putting in some work too. Yeah,
they really have. And even when they came over to the U.S., they only did a limited number of shows in venues, but they were standing out on the street corner and playing, and just setting up on the side of the road and just getting themselves out there. They're working really hard. I've been a fan of them since they were kind of a house band down at the Hard Rock down in Fukuoka for many years. They had a standing gig there. And then they just moved up to Tokyo, I guess about a year and a half ago, to try to make some moves in the scene there. And they seem to be, getting some good traction. So I'm glad to see it.
I think it's an interesting choice. They played a few shows and, they made them free to attend, and they weren't free initially. And then they were playing out on the street. And I'm like, but then there's some TikTokers picked up on them when they were playing out at Santa Monica Pier, and they got, hundreds of thousands of views from that.
Yeah.
Which is more, probably more than they would have got just playing at the venue, a little more recognition. It's a smart move. And I think they probably like the interaction with the fans or people who are just discovering them. And, but now they're in Saudi Arabia, I believe.
Yeah, sure are. Yeah, they're
wow.
It's good to see them getting out and doing these shows overseas. There is such a market for these bands overseas right now, and I think a lot of them, the Japanese culture being somewhat insulated and the scene being somewhat insulated. I don't think a lot of them realize how much of a reach they actually have. I was talking with Purple from Leopard Death. I don't know if you're familiar with that band. Really cool band. And she was just amazed that people in America have even heard of them. So
yeah, it's
we see that all the time with these bands that we feature on the show. They're always just shocked that Americans are interested in their music.
And that it's just strange because we're like,
Yeah.
there's a group of us that are so into it, and then they're like, oh, we didn't
Right.
know. It's like, no, seriously.
It's like,
Get
yeah,
over
so
here.
this is all we listen to, guys.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Borderline obsessed with it, you know.
Yeah, the community around this music is really just fantastic. I mean, like, you guys, all had your separate channels, and then you have come together, for the GAIJIN guys to put this stuff out there, and like what Jake and I are doing, or Brutality, or Mighty Avenger. I mean, there's a bunch of different channels out there, and there's just this community that everybody is working together to try to get this stuff out there, and it's just a great community to be a part of, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Yeah. So one of the things we're trying to do to expand our efforts is start doing interviews with the bands, and those interviews are going to be on our YouTube channel.
Oh, hell yeah.
And really start getting the word out about these bands and let them speak for themselves, share the word for themselves. And I think that's a really good move, I think.
Yep. Yeah. We just started the YouTube channel just recently, just, kind of to augment the radio show. I think we've only got like maybe 17 subscribers out there right now. So I mean,
we got you to 20 right now. I mentioned it a few times.
Awesome.
Get over there
Thank you.
and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you
that.
subscribe.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the word out. That's the main thing, is to expose Western people to to this Japanese music, because there are so many people that just go, there's nothing to listen to, all new music sucks and all of that. And I'm like, but wait,
You're wrong. You're so wrong.
I kind of have to disagree with everybody that says like new music sucks, because if you look at it from the pop, just listening to the radio, okay, maybe, but new music doesn't suck. Now more than ever, it's so cool to see these bands that would never have an audience actually get an audience, because for some of these bands, they have maybe 10,000 fans. That's enough. That's enough to sustain them. If you have 1,000 true fans, you can do something. You're able to pull something together. And I think back then you couldn't do that. It was like really hard. You had to tour like crazy. I remember being on the road, we'd get like 10 fans by the end of it. It's a difficult thing to do back then. Nowadays, I think it's easier if you have something unique to offer. And all you need to do is get that 1,000 true fans, right? And then, because even if you have 20,000 subs, you can make waves with that. That's a lot of people. Yeah. I tell everyone, just imagine 20,000 people in a room watching you. Like what that would look like. That would be insane.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think, obviously, things like reaction channels have changed the game in a lot of ways for these bands, because they're getting exposure that, like when I was growing up and playing in bands, you would never get this kind of exposure, right? But now, one big reaction channel features your video, and the next thing you know, your numbers go up and people are like, hey, you're awesome, and so it's really cool that this medium has helped a lot of these bands. I mean, look at the success of Bandmate overseas. That really, a lot of it came from reaction channels.
Sure,
yeah. You look at like 5 years ago, J Metal was not very well known, but it was these reaction channels that started picking up different songs from different Japanese bands, and here we are today. And in my opinion, it's starting to snowball.
Yes,
and I think reaction channels are the reason why.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a time and a place, right? In the 60s, it was the British invasion. In the 70s, it was the Muscle Shoals sound. In the 80s, it was LA Sunset Strip, and the new wave of British heavy metal that came out at that time. Japan right now is where the scene is. And, I agree that it's just going to snowball from here. I hope it does, because these musicians deserve to be heard.
I think a big part of this is going to end up, it's so weird to say this even, because I was bitching about them not 6 months ago, but I think TikTok is going to have a pretty big influence on which of these bands grow the way that they do. Not just because like we've seen it happen with Hanabiye. TikTok has been a huge help to Hanabiye getting popular, getting over in America, basically, because I see these random people that I would never think would listen to. Also, Hanabiye just in general is like not a palatable band for like the vast majority of people, So to see them sort of skyrocket in popularity over here with people that I would never expect to listen to them, obviously there's something coming out of that, right? Like, and it's TikTok is really giving them this weird platform to grow on and find these fans that would have never heard of them in the first place. It's weirdly one of the biggest helps that these new bands have is TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, there's even, a lot of the bands doing Instagram lives and things like that. Just, again, you get them out in front of people and the rest will take care of itself because they're just that good. And so it's been really, really cool to see, and then, you guys doing, your thing on the YouTubes, and Jake and I doing the radio show, and we're just trying to get stuff out there and get these bands over here to play. It's been really nice to see the success of tours like, Bandmate or Otoboke Beaver when they were over here, just road dogs, man, playing show after show after show after show.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And then, again, the Brutality Films channel that I mentioned earlier, home of the SGBC, the Super Galactic Brew Crew, they are working on a
what
festival.
A name.
Yeah.
Super Galactic Brew Crew. I love it.
Yeah. That's the people that hang out over there at the channel, and it's a promotion machine.
It's all about edibles.
Yeah, it's all about something. But yeah, they're trying to put together a big music festival in October, I believe, is the tentative date for next year. Getting Whiskey Dust to come over, and a number of other bands, not only from Japan but from around the world that they have built relationships with, right? So getting Thunder Mother to come over, or Illusionary, or All for Metal, who just played Wacken this past go round. So that's coming up. It's the SGBC Barbecue Fest is going to be the name of that.
Oh, yeah.
And they're looking at doing that in Colorado. So, manifest the fest.
Speaking of Whiskey Dust, Andrew Wright wrote an article about them right now on the Gaijin Guys newsletter. Make sure you guys go to gaijinguys.com. And we're just talking about them. He wanted me to read this for you guys. So a new Japanese band, Whiskey Dust, inspired by 80s hard rock, brings the era of glam metal to YouTube. On September 2nd at 11 a.m. Japanese Standard Time, the female band will be live streaming their original songs plus hard rock covers on their channel. So interestingly, the young group formed recently in 2021 with vocalist GSBQ Aya, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, and guitarist Erica Van Halen. Notably, it's a mystery if Erica is related to legendary Eddie Van Halen. Obviously, she's inspired by the famous guitar hero, for sure. So I haven't heard this band yet. I meant to go listen to it. I'm going to listen to it this week, but how would you guys sum it up for you?
Oh, I love Whiskey Dust. Yeah. They're actually friends of ours, and I'm friends with Aya and Erica and their manager Watanabe-san, Masayuki Watanabe. He owns the Thundersnake Atsugi venue and Thundersnake Records and a music store and all of that. Very, very well-known guy there, and the band is really cool. Again, it's really kind of 80s hard rock influenced. Aya is a great vocalist, and Erica's just a killer player. So if you haven't checked them out, some of the more popular songs, Liar, Tiger, there's a bunch of them. They just released their second album this past year. So just a fantastic band. The live stream's going to be awesome. That's coming up on Friday, September 1st, 10 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. Japan Standard Time.
I also want to mention
Saturday. Excuse me. Yeah, it's the first, September 1st.
Beyond just being really good musicians, they're also genuinely nice people.
Yes.
And it's been that my experience, and I think Russ would echo this with all of the bands we've dealt with that we've had personal interaction with. They've been genuinely nice people. I mean, Whiskey Dust, when they found out I didn't have a copy of their CD, they made sure they put one in the mail and got it in my hands.
Oh, nice.
I mean, the CD for a relatively unknown band like that, I mean, that's no small thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I really appreciate their kindness.
Going the extra mile.
It's impressive.
It means a lot to us that they are willing to do that, because it means that not only it validates everything that we're doing to try to get the word out, knowing that they want as badly to have that sort of relationship and get the word out themselves also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they really, are looking to, get some some recognition in the U.S. and so we're trying to get them out there. I tweet about them all the time, and they just did an interview just this past weekend with Brutality. So they chatted about the show and all of that. So this live stream coming up is going to be it's actually live. They're not pre-recording it and then just playing it on the YouTube channel. This will be a live show.
Oh wow,
That is awesome.
So definitely check it out.
I want to ask you guys. You guys got to see? Both went and saw Bandmade this tour, did you?
I did.
No,
Yeah, I saw him.
Russia.
I saw him in Nashville at the Brooklyn Bowl for the bowling incident.
Oh, that's right. Was that your first show for them?
No, second.
seen
I saw them in 2019 on the
Okay.
World Domination Tour. I flew
That's
down
right.
to Dallas and saw them in a tiny little room in Dallas. It was the Cambridge room at the House of Blues. It was only like 250 people. So they were playing really small rooms
Yeah,
on
wow.
that tour, and so it was fantastic. So it was kind of cool to see them in a bigger venue this time, and watching the growth of that band. I've been a fan of Bandmade for many years, and so watching them grow from playing a 250 seater to doing Yokohama Arena has just been it's been fantastic to watch.
That's awesome. So where did you place yourself when you went and saw them?
Uh,
Were you
I
able to
am-
get where you wanted to go?
Yes, I am inevitably right in between Misa and Miku. I've got the Misa towel back there, as you can
Yeah.
see. So I'm a huge Misa fan. There you go. Got to have that. So yeah, huge Misa fan.
Me too, but I
Um,
keep finding myself between Psyche and Konami every time I see him. I can't help it.
Yeah, that's going to be my next go round. I want to get to that side of the stage because I've been on the Misa side, and it's kind of odd. I'm a guitarist, by that's my primary instrument, but yet
Sure.
I'm inevitably standing in front of the bass player for Bandmade.
You got to do both.
Yeah,
I know,
you
I gotta
see
get over
both.
to Misa's side. on the
It's a
rail.
totally different experience both times. Like
Mhm.
because I did the same thing. I went Misa first, and I was like, it was basically just like watching Misa play a solo for 2 hours, and it was awesome. And then I went Konami the second time, and it was like watch Konami play a solo for 2 hours, and that
Right.
was also awesome. And then the third time I was right dead center, and you could hear. I feel like all three were totally different experiences, and you kind of need to get all of them in order to really get
Yeah.
the full show
Yeah.
aspect.
Yep. Next time they come back, I'm gonna try and hit the other side of the stage. Yeah. They played here in Nashville, and I guess Andrew, your producer, he was at that show. We didn't know each other, but he was apparently standing right behind me at that
Oh, yeah,
show.
that's right. He was saying
So,
that when we were talking this morning.
Yep. So yeah. Looking forward to him coming back again. I presume it's going to be a little bit of a wait. They did the 2 legs of the tour here in the U.S. This past year. Did a leg of the tour, went back, played some shows in Japan, then came back again and did that leg. And everyone in Europe and Australia is going, well, what about us? So I'm thinking next year they're probably going to do more European shows. But I do hope they come back for more U.S. shows next year as well.
Heck yeah. Well, guys, it was a blast having you guys on. We want to have you on again for sure. I think we could talk for we should have a separate podcast. Just do a 2-hour talk about this.
Just take a day.
Just
the
take a
Foxhole
day.
guys.
We'll
Yeah, there you
definitely
go.
set up a day where we do a nice 2-hour podcast. I hate to cut you guys
I like
off,
No, it's all
but-
good.
I like the Gaijin hole better.
And the
Yeah,
the
there you go.
Gaijin
The
hole.
Gaijin hole.
Wow.
only if
Ouch.
you use my preferred pronoun as you.
I already forgot what it was.
Well, shit, Lord.
Oh yeah, shit lord. Yes. All right. Guys, the Foxhole is
Thanks.
a 1-hour radio show, guys, featuring the latest Japanese metal broadcasting worldwide on KCOR Digital Radio Network. It's hosted by Jake, Nemophila, and Russ. Russ and Jake are with us right now. If you guys didn't know already, you can listen to them live and join them in a live chat room. And this is on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Wednesday at 8 Japan Standard Time. Did I say that right? I just read your description. All right. So make
Yep,
sure you guys
that's
go
it.
subscribe to them. They're right over there. Guys, we'll be right back to do the rest of the Japanese music news for the week. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for
We're
having
us.
very
Yeah.
grateful for having us on. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll
Absolutely.
definitely do this again. We'll set up another time. It was fun.
All right.
Arigato
Adios,
gozaimasu.
gentlemen.
Sorry about the black screen, guys. I don't know where it happened to be right back. I guess the timer went off. We're back.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the GAIJIN GUYS podcast where we talk about Jeff. No, I was kidding. Let's do the whole show all over again.
Please no.
I will not make it.
I will not.
I need to take a nap.
Oh, Nap needs to go to bed. I mean, wow, Nap needs to go. I can't talk. I need to also take a nap.
And now you're going to read the news?
No.
This ought to be fun.
All right, guys. Scandal. Guinness World Records. They are in the books for the longest running rock band with the same musicians. Insane, guys. This is them holding.
Is crazy. So many other bands we've watched are like revolving door musicians.
And they're, they're killing it. They're showing people what is up. Can you imagine?
That is actually insane.
That is insane. That's a legit record right there.
So they've been around since what, 2007, I think? 2007 or 2008. So it's 16 years total.
Yeah. So a popular Japanese band, rock band, Scandal, were recognized at Guinness World Records as the quartet celebrated their 17th anniversary at the venue Namba Hatch, the place of their first gig. Scandal are now the official holder of the longest running rock band with the same musicians with Guinness World Records. So they are in it. So they formed August 21st, 2006. Haruna, Mami, Tonomi, and Rina. The four met at a dance and vocal school in Kyobashi, Osaka, and made their first live appearance at an event held at the Namba Hatch on August 2006, 28th. In 2008, the band made their major label debut with the single Dao, follow up with their single Shoujo. I think we checked out that song together, if I'm not mistaken, which was released in 2009, which led to Scandal winning the record award of Best New Artist. In recent years, Scandal have expanded activities beyond music by producing their own apparel brand, Feedback, and establishing their own private label, Her. So congrats to them, man. That's
absolutely
crazy.
Insane. That is such a crazy record. Like 17 years is the same band. I mean, obviously it's happened before with other male bands, but I didn't realize that this was like that they were that close to breaking the. In fact, I wonder who was the previous holder of that record before they recently broke it at the 17-year mark. But
I don't know.
That is just incredible. I mean, I can't believe that's a record that's being broken right now. It just seems like so far from something that would be happening, but good for them, man.
And they could possibly just keep killing this record. It could just completely be blown out of the park.
Yeah, if they just stay together.
They're going to break the record every day until they stop being banned.
Imagine knowing like you're a world record breaker like every day of your life until someone catches up. Like nobody can catch up, actually. No, what am I talking about? Like nobody can catch that record and they stop.
Until they break up, and then they last longer than that.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And I have no idea who's in second place at this point, right? Like,
yeah, that's the best record to have. The one where it has to do with you being the longest of something, especially if you're in the midst of still being together.
Yeah. I wonder if what counts. Like, does Baby Metal count, for example? Like, would they be considered to be like an all-female band?
I don't think so.
No, they wouldn't be part of that, right?
Yeah.
So, because like I was thinking, they're 10 years in, right? But like, I'm trying to think of any other band that's even close to the 10-year mark that hasn't changed any members, and I'm coming up with nothing myself.
Yeah, I'm sure chat might have something. But I think someone mentioned Joni Mitchell's one-woman band. I don't think that counts. I think this is like a full-on band of... It does say longest running rock band with the same musicians, female. So I guess you could like categorize this any which way you want. You could say maybe, I don't know. What would you say for Baby Metal?
When did Bandmate come out? 2014?
2014. So they would be a contender. They could be a contender in the future. That's if Scandal stops. That's if they stop. That's
2013. Yeah, so they're 10 years in. Oh yeah, they did their 10th anniversary tour this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely, obviously,
it's a minimum of 10 years
in.
It's a
Yeah,
minimum.
they're 10 years in. That's a long ass time, man. That's a long ass time. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Like, I honestly don't know how long a lot of these bands have been together for, though. Like, I don't know how long Love Bites, for example, has been together, but they changed a member. See, yeah, Baby Metal changed a member too. Yeah.
Well, they specify female, so does that mean like there's the longest running rock band for male? Like that's
Yes.
longer than 17 years?
Yeah, there's probably quite a few, honestly.
Yeah.
There's
like
way
looking-
less all female bands just in general. In fact, like I didn't know any of them until we started listening to Japanese rock. So,
Yeah. All right. Just Scandal pops up when I type it in search. I'm like trying to find. I kind of curious now. Oh, there's a Loudwire article. But
yeah, Scott, Shoya changed members. That Shoya was the first band that I thought of also, and then I looked it up. They had changed members before.
I'm gonna swap that out with male. Let's see what the longest running male one is. It doesn't come up. It just keeps showing
Without
female.
changing, I mean, Metallica in the current iteration has been around for a really long time. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they get canceled by changing a
not-
member.
Trujillo, yeah, he hasn't been with them that long.
Yeah.
But it has been like 20 years, hasn't it?
For-
Like when did
Are you
Trujillo join the
serious?
band?
God
Not 20
damn.
years
I
ago.
mean, 2003 was 20 years ago.
Wow.
When
Yeah.
did
Man.
Rob Trujillo join Metallica? The answer is 2003. It's been 20 years.
It's been 20
shit.
years. That is fucking crazy. I feel like he
That
just
is
joined the
ridiculous.
band yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Old.
So, but like, they probably don't even count because they've
Ryan
changed
just had a
members, so-
reality check real quick.
This needs to be different, some other than water right now.
We all
20
just
years ago.
aged like 10 years right
He's
there.
the new guy.
That is, I know. He's a 20-year-old new guy.
Like I remember Jason Newsted being like introduced. You know what I mean?
Damn, you have some good memory, man. U2, longest male rock band with the same numbers. Okay. U2? Yeah, I think that would make sense.
I don't know if I'd call them a rock band, but sure.
They're definitely a rock band. Come on.
Yeah, dude, you too. Come on.
Come on.
It's a pop band.
It's not
pop
a
band.
pop band.
It might as well be country music.
God.
I'm just kidding about that part.
Literally, when you type in U2 under their name, it says rock band, champ.
Yeah, the world doesn't know a lot about a lot of stuff though.
I think they're a rock band.
U2 might be the latest rock band of all
What did
time,
U2 do to you,
but I'll give
champ?
them-
What did they do to you?
They put their goddamn album onto my iTunes and forced
Bro,
me to listen to it.
That
Fuck
happened
them,
20
bro.
years ago.
I had nothing on iTunes except for U2.
That also happened
Over.
20 years ago, dude.
Get them out of
Whose
here.
fault
Get
is
them
that?
gone. It was their fault. I didn't have
Yeah,
a choice.
you don't
I didn't
remember
download
that?
it. They
So-
put it on for free.
Yeah, so they
You
tried
said there was
it
nothing
out.
on there but you two. That's not.
Yeah, I had no iTunes. I wasn't
Oh.
using iTunes. And then one day I had U2's new album on iTunes. And I was like, no, I didn't ask for this. Get this out of here.
Yeah, it's so they tried a marketing ploy. Apple did. They're like, so we're gonna give everyone this album for free, and some people like Champ got pissed that they got a free album.
Yeah.
Man, I don't
listen
want
to
their
it.
free shit.
You could just
Don't- that's
delete
like-
it. You just had
It's
to
like somebody
delete it.
walking over to my mailbox and putting like a pile of feces in there and being like, here,
Wow.
it's free. You might as well enjoy it.
It's a little easier to clean up an iTunes account than a shitty mailbox.
You just
Yeah.
hit, bro. You
You're
just
being
Command
ridiculous.
A. You know, you can highlight everything and delete it all at once.
I want. Okay,
You just call it YouTube shit. You just compare them with shit in a fucking mailbox.
I like the song "With or Without You." It's all
All right. Well, I think that's the time to wrap this up, guys.
Give him credit for that one.
Yeah, that's a good song. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the guests today. Make sure you follow the Foxhole radio station. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're up and they just started that channel. They've been on the radio for a while. I don't remember when the conception of that, but they also on KCOR, which is they can go to the website. They have a hotline and stuff like that. You guys can go over there to join them for the live chats. And just one last mention of who we're teamed up with today. Aftershock, guys. You can win 2 4-day passes to Aftershock. All you have to do is submit your story, how these bands have changed your life. And or how they helped you through a rough time, something like that, get it to us by September 8th. We'll read your story on air on the podcast Sunday, September 10th, and we'll decide who the winner is at that point.
And these are
Those
beefy
bastards.
ass tickets, guys. Like these are sought after, expensive tickets. Get those stories in
Beefy
because
ass.
yeah, it's a beefy ass ticket, man.
What a
I'm
description.
saying, I'm like totally not exaggerating here. Like I would be writing a story if I was.
He's not exaggerating because they're beefy ass.
Why wouldn't you share your story about it to get these tickets? Come on.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about like a $500 like investment right there.
I think it's like a total of $800, guys.
$800 that you get for free if you just tell us why you like this music.
I think you only have a handful of people you're competing with at this point. And mind you, Andrew and I are going to be reporting at that concert continuously over in the press area. So we're going to be trying to get access to many bands as we can. We're going to try to interview as many of them we can. Not guaranteed at all, but we'll be there. We'll be in the vicinity. Hopefully we can get some like cool reports to you guys. I'll be doing a bunch of short little clips like I did last year and just uploading them, a little previews of the concerts. Not going to do anything with, what's the singer from Misfits? Forgot his name. Good, I'm glad. Danzig. Oh yeah, Danzig gave me a copyright strike last year because I said, what the hell happened to him in the clip?
You should try and talk to him just for that. Be like, dude, what do you have against,
Yeah.
just get him to get mad so he has to like swing up at you and try and hit you.
Yeah. And then also, guys, means you'd have to be able to make it to Sacramento, California. Also, keep that in mind. This is there. I'm sure you would. Yeah, no Danzig this time. Danzig was a filler last time, so I can see why. He filled that stage.
It's always a filler.
Oh man. But anyways, I think that's it. You want to mention Patreon, all that stuff, champ?
Yeah, go to patreon.com/GAIJINGUYS if you want more content from us. Group reactions, for example, like the one that we did today, which was Roselia's new official live track.
Yep. And it's because of you guys that this is able to happen and getting this access to as much as we can to reporting or going to Minnesota like we did, which all thanks to you guys and we appreciate it. So
yeah,
hopefully we can do it again. It'd be awesome. Ryan loves being in the same room with us all the time. It's his favorite thing in the world. So if you want to make his favorite thing in the world happen again, consider supporting us.
Please do.
Hell yeah.
See you. Let's end it on Ryan's face. Stay awesome. Everybody. Stay awesome, everyone. This is where I figure out how to end the broadcast.